All right, so I'm Rochelle, Dreaming English, and I'm talking to, what's your name?
I'm Lusmela from Venezuela, and I'm learning English. So, well, thank you, Rachel, for having me in your YouTube channel. Is very good because you encourage people to learn another language, and also you give some advice in how to learn another language is very important.
Yes, thank you. I told you that I'm learning Spanish for many years, like 20 years, and I discovered this method called Comprehensible Input method, where you watch a lot of content that is easy, very easy to understand, that has drawings or it has pictures and it has simple Spanish or simple whatever language you're learning. So in Dreaming English, we're teaching English, but for me, I watch stuff in Spanish. And the idea is to watch stuff that you can understand and listen and really develop your ear for the language. I'm very interested in learning more about your country. I think I've told you that I have a professor that from Italki from Venezuela, Aurora, and I have another friend from HelloTalk. His name is Alfonso. So I'm really interested in learning more about your country and about your process of learning English.
Yes, well, my country, Venezuela, is our culture is part of a blend of indigenous and Spanish customs. Our official language is Spanish, and Venezuelans are described to be welcoming and open people, and I think that is true because I can confirm that is true. Well, here there are a lot of attractions, tourist attractions. You can find from sand dunes to cold and snowy mountains. Here there are a lot of mountains, there are a lot of national parks and beaches and many things to visit. The views of the mountains are stunning, so you can enjoy here a lot. I think, well, my country is really beautiful, really, really beautiful. And the food, for example, our food is for breakfast we have arepa. Okay, people say that Venezuelans that doesn't eat arepa is not Venezuelan because everybody here eats arepa for lunch and dinner, for breakfast and dinner, and we filled it with cheese, meat, chicken, or any kind of field. Okay, you can enjoy arepas a lot.
And so what is arepa? Because I'm not sure what it is.
Arepa is meal made from corn flour.
Okay.
Corn flour. And it's easy to prepare. It's pretty easy. Okay. And for lunch, we usually our traditional food for lunch is pabellón criollo. It's made with shrimp beef, white rice, black beans, and fried plantain slices. It's very common, okay, for lunch here. And for drinks, we have papelón con limón, merengadas, chicha. They are our typical drinks. Uh, in our traditional music is joropo. There is a rural form that is a rural form that is originated in Los Llanos and is very popular in the whole country. Even in Colombia, they usually listen to joropo music because it's very popular. Another one is gaita, but we listen to gaita only on December. Okay, on December from October to January. Okay, because this music is only for December, Christmas.
Oh, it's like
New Year.
Christmas music, kind of.
Yes, that's right. And our typical dance is joropo too. Okay, joropo and calypso. On Carnival, we usually listen to calypso during the Carnival here. Well, what else I can tell you about my country? But people here is very, as I told you, is very warm. You can feel here at home because our hospitality is amazing. Okay, and you can feel confident here, and it's amazing.
It's definitely my experience from the people I've met from Venezuela that they are very kind and warm. And that's been my experience for sure. And I love all the things, because if you ask me what kind of culture you ask, there's so many different things. I can't say, oh, this is our typical food and this is our typical dance, because there's so many. So I love the fact that you have these like typical, oh, this is what we eat for breakfast and this is what we eat for lunch and stuff. And this is our dance and our music. That's awesome.
Yes, and I think would you like to come to Venezuela one day?
One day for sure, I would love to. It's definitely on my list. I have seen, as I took lessons with Aurora, we would talk about different things, and we'd use Skype, and she would show me a picture of like the mountains with the snow that you're talking about, and she would show me all these different pictures, and it's beautiful, everything that I've seen from Venezuela.
Yes, when you see that kind of landscapes, mountains, and beaches, I think that you are gonna fall in love with Venezuela. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So do you want to tell me your experience in learning English and, what that's been like for you?
Yes. Well, at the beginning, when I started learning English, it was so difficult that I give up because I couldn't be able to understand the language. And I had many troubles, so I give back. But my desire to learn English was more and more, and I thought, no, this is for me important. I need to speak English because it's my dream. So I decided to return again and start from the beginning. And it was 2 years and a half ago that I started again. So in this moment, I started to understand the language better, and I said, yes, this is the moment. This is the moment that I can, and I have to take advantage of this. So I started in a language school But for me, it wasn't enough because I realized that I need to 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 start it by myself too, because it's not only the information that you learned in a course is not enough. You need, for example, train your ears. You don't train your ears in a language school. This is your this is a part of your job. It's you, okay? And I started to watch TV in English all the time, news, my favorite programs. And at the beginning, of course, I didn't understand anything. I sometimes, of course, I felt frustrated because I said, no, I think this is not for me. It's pretty hard. Because I knew a lot grammar, but when I listened the programs, or when someone talked to me in English, I couldn't be able to understand. So I thought, no, if I listen and listen and listen all the time, I'm sure that my ears, I'm going to develop my ears. And yes, it worked for me. When even when the pandemic began, that I spent more time at home. I think this is the moment because I can watch all the programs in English, news about coronavirus and every news, and I started to watch and also read a lot of news in English. And it was a moment when I started to understand more and more and more and more, and I see, yes, my ears, I see my ear are developing, and I feel happy. I feel wow. Over is I feel um, uh, really. It was really amazing. It was unspeakable when you understand, wow, this is the best part. I think this is the best part when you are learning a new language. This is the best part, believe me.
Absolutely. I mean, I think for me, it was very similar. I studied it in high school and college and studied it from books. And I learned all the rules and all the conjugations, but I didn't speak it and I didn't listen to it. And it was about 5 years ago that I started again. And now I think with the internet, there's so much. You can watch YouTube, you can watch all these shows, even things that are in English. I sometimes change it. It's possible sometimes to change it to Spanish with Spanish subtitles. I can watch programs that were in English, and I can watch those in Spanish. And I can watch like news, like you said, about coronavirus, watch it in Spanish, or listen to podcasts of news in Spanish. And as you listen more and more, it's like, oh, I picked up a word, I picked up more words. And another thing you can do with YouTube that was not possible a long time ago, like when I went to high school and college, you can slow it down. So if it's going fast, you can slow it down and understand it better, because that's something that was not possible even when you would get tapes or you would get CDs, or in the old days records. No, you couldn't do that. But now you can take YouTube and you're like, oh, it's going a little fast. Let me turn it down to 75%. And then I can understand it. It's going at a, because sometimes, and let me know if I'm speaking too fast, but when I listen to Spanish, if I listen to Spanish news, it's very fast for me, right? And the same thing, I imagine, if you're listening to English, sometimes even though I think I'm not speaking too fast, it might sound like I am. I was just talking to somebody from India, and then one of the people in the comments said, oh, she talks really fast. And I thought I was speaking slowly. I thought I was speaking like knowing that I was speaking to somebody learning English and really thinking about it, but the person listening thought I was speaking fast.
Yes, it is happened. It's happened. I had a friend. I have a friend from Canada, and at the beginning, I told him, please speak slowly because sometimes if you speak too fast, I can understand you. So he said, okay, don't worry, but he for he forget all the time that he has to speak slowly. But now it doesn't matter for me because I can understand. I can understand even if he speaks fast. I don't have trouble to understand. And when I don't understand, I tell him, please repeat again because I didn't get it. So he speaks again, but slowly.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I have this other friend from Venezuela, Alfonso, and I made a video with him a while back. And sometimes when I'm talking to him on WhatsApp, I will leave him a message. And he says, Rochelle, I love it when you talk to me like I'm a native speaker, but I didn't understand. So I had to listen to it 3 times. And I thought, oh, I thought I was speaking slowly. So even when somebody will tell me speak slowly, but when you're talking about something, and I think that maybe you're having a good conversation, the tendency is to just talk faster and not realize or not remember that you should be slowing down for someone that's learning.
Yes, it's true. It's true. And when another native English speaker is learning Spanish, and we speak in Spanish, I speak in Spanish. I for, I forget too that I have to speak slowly, and they tell me, please a little fast, a little slowly, because you know that I can understand you every word. Remember that is not my language. And I said, yes, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, especially I think I mentioned I have this professor Aurora, and I find too that I can speak Spanish with her and really understand her, and we can actually talk about all kinds of things and have a really interesting conversation. But when we start to talk about, we're like, all right, we're not going to be focusing on the grammar. We're going to have a conversation about your children, and we're going to have, I think she gets fast too. Like, it's like you start to like have a good conversation and you start speaking fast. It just happens, right? So even when we're teaching someone.
Yes, it happens.
Yeah.
And I watched in some of your videos on YouTube that you work in a high school, right?
Yes. I worked in a high school. I'm not an English teacher, but I work in a high school, and I work with students in their last year of high school, and I help them with all their applications and their preparations to go to college. So I do work in a high school.
Okay, that's great. Okay, you are a teacher.
It's a teacher or like a counselor, I guess you would say.
Oh, counselor. Okay,
Yeah.
counselor. Yes, about that. Counselor.
Yeah.
That is great. It's an interesting job, I see.
Yeah, I love it.
It's great. Okay. Oh. Here, in Venezuela, we only speak Spanish, but I would like that in a school, in an education system, the government include English as a second language, not only as a subject that students only learn some grammars, a little grammar, English grammar, but they don't be able to speak English, and when they finished the university, and when they are looking for a job, many companies ask for, do you speak English? And of course they feel frustrated because they think, okay, but I studied at the university, I have a degree, but I need to speak English. I live in a Latin American country, so I think it's not necessary. But no, because many of these companies are transnational, and
Yeah.
they work. They have many annual companies around the world.
Mhm.
So they need that their employees speaks English. So it would be amazing if children start to learn English from elementary school,
Mhm.
and when they finish high school, they are be able to speak English, or they are in a intermediate level, and
Yeah.
then when they are when they finish the university, they can speak English very
Fluently.
fluent. Yes,
Yeah.
it would be great. Would be
Yeah.
great because
We
it's necessary.
It is. We have very few, but we have some schools that teach both languages, and it's basically they'll teach half the day in Spanish and half the day in English, but it's very rare. Not around here, but I've heard in the United States there are some schools that do that, and when those students, when they are, graduating, they basically are bilingual, completely bilingual, because it's not just like, okay, you're having a Spanish class one for like 40 minutes a day and you're learning grammar. No, you're learning half the day, you're learning science and you're learning math and you're learning all your subjects in Spanish, and then half the day you're learning them in English. So that would end up having a completely bilingual child. Unfortunately, most of the schools only offer it when you get to the high school level, and it's only like for one period a day, for 45 minutes a day, that you learn from a
Okay.
book. So what ends up happening is whatever second language we learn in the United States, it's only at the level of knowing a basic grammar, and we're not able to speak it, and we're not bilingual at all. So, and unfortunately, we don't in the United States like value the, having a second language is not valued, and I don't agree with it, but that's just not the case.
It's the
But it
same
sounds like
here.
it's
It's the
especially
same.
important in your country, where to get a good job you need to have English, because English is this international language where if you're working with people from China and you're working from people with India and all these, it's to communicate with everybody, you're going to speak English, because you're not possibly going to know Hindi and Chinese and all those other languages, but you need to know that international language that you can communicate with all the people around the world.
Yes, it's correct. And English is the I think is the language that is uses around the world,
Yeah.
because you can speak with people from China, for example, and you can speak English, even if you don't, of course, if you don't speak Chinese or Japanese or another language, but you can speak English. You don't have there a word in front of you uh, that that avoid that you communicate with that people,
Hmm.
those people,
Yeah, I
and it
watch
is important.
a YouTuber, he's like from Mexico, very popular, Lucito Comunica, and he goes all over the world. Right now he's in Pakistan, and he'll be speaking Spanish completely for the YouTube, but when he speaks to somebody in Pakistan, he speaks English, because of course the person in Pakistan doesn't know Spanish. So he'll say, "Oh, this is very good. What's it made out of?" Like, and the person in Pakistan understands him. And I noticed that wherever he goes, and he goes all over, he goes to China and he goes to Africa, wherever he goes, he'll be speaking to Spanish to the camera. But when he's speaking to the people that live in that country, he's speaking English.
This is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, because English is in all over the world.
Yeah.
Even it is not the first language, but is in all over the world.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
if you know English, if you speak English, you can communicate wherever you are.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a great conversation, and I'd love to like do this again sometime if you'd like, for sure, and we can
Sure.
continue on.
Thank you for inviting me to YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it's great, and it was great to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.